Shalom. This is the book of Psalms 20 and 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh our power. And to that, I like to say, Kal Halayim, La Allaha Inawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and others of great Mitzvah who well. Shalom. And to the brothers that pushing his works in truth and in sincerity toward the four corners of the earth. And Shalom unto the Israelites who have been scattered among the heathen nations. And Shalom unto the sisters who is listening and learning and obeying your husband. This is Brother Cartazar from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp out of Trinidad and Tobago. Right, so this video, hereby goes, with that money and save you within that day. Because that day is quickly approaching. Right, as you can see, the wars is being amped up. Different countries are preparing for wars. Right, you've seen what's taking place with Russia and Kiev. Still, you're seeing things that you've seen what's going on with Babylon. Things are arming up. Different rules are being put in place. Different legislations, right? Different penalties, right? And then when you look at the digital side, you're seeing what is going to step into place, right? Seeing what is going on, what is taking place, right, within this place, right? Those who want to store up, their treasures on this earth, well, they will have a rude awakening. Right, your money is not going to save you within that day, right? Because even when the CDBC steps in, right? Everyone, right, rich or poor, right? Scripture says, rich or poor, free and born, is roughly paraphrasing, right? But coming in, before that mark, those who feel, that they have money and this and that, when they bring in the CDBC, your money is going to get taken away from you. You're going to get a standard token with a certain amount of points on it. Alright? And when that RFID steps in, the MOTB, you gotta make a decision. Either is that or not. Right? You wouldn't be able to buy anything, you wouldn't be able to sell. Right? So your money is going to come to naught. It will not save you within that day. Right? The scripture also talk about store up your treasures. Right? But some storing up their treasures on this earth where it moth and rust. Right? Majority in a matter of fact storing it up where it moth and rust. Alright? Let me get that. Right, is the book of Matthew 6 and 19. Lay up for yourself treasure upon earth where moth and rust do corrupt. Right, in this world, everything in this world corrupts. Nothing whatsoever. You see, where you will have like when you're watching those abandoned houses, right? And like on YouTube, you will see, they talk about the family who used to live here was rich and so on and so on. Sometimes they end up leaving the country. They just leave everything and go because they had to pay taxes, and the I believe it's the IRS or something. They just deal with that, and they had to flee the country and whatnot and stuff like that. And you see like how everything within the house, it just corrupt. All the You see all the paint on the walls start to fall off and all these things, right? They do all these things, they make all these monies, and then all these things, you know, that's rust with even the trees, the with the nature that basically started um to take over that structure, right? Continuing, and where thieves break through and steal, right? And you've seen those abandoned houses too, where men come and get probably thief out the copper, the thief out this, thief out that, right? But people, you know, the two-thirds, they want to lay up their treasures in heaven, right? Verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasures is, there will your heart be also. Right? Mm. Right. So if you think right if you think that that in within that day, you could probably look to give a man money to try to bribe him, to probably save yourself from something. But I know one would, because your money one would nothing. Nothing at all. Right, there we go. Um, Ecclesiastes 7 and 12, right? And it reads, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, right? So what is getting into here? It says, for wisdom is a defense, right? Wisdom goes back. This also here, it will have some of them who will have a worldly wisdom, right? They will know, okay, we go do this and do that, but that will still fail them, because the wisdom is of the world. The wisdom is corrupt, right? But this wisdom that the scriptures talk about, right? This wisdom that the scriptures talk about is a man of the Lord, right? Trusting in Him, right? The scripture. I'll come back to this precept here. All right, but let me get the next precept. All right, there's the book of Isaiah 33 and 6, and it said, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Right? They're roughly paraphrasing. Right? Fear is the beginning. Hold on. Right, so there are three precepts here one time. Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. Right? Because a man of the Lord who fear Yahweh Shai, that is fearing the Lord, fearing the Lord, is obeying his laws and statutes, the commandments, right? And you see at the end here, his praise enjoyed forever, right? Doing what you're supposed to do, and you're praying, and you're sending up, and you're sending up your prayers, right? You send up your prayers, right? The Lord, and the Lord will take, and the Lord will take care of you, right? The Lord will take care of you. He will, we get this Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right? I like those two things. Right? They only want the worldly knowledge, but at this truth, at this heavenly truth, they want to just with a mock at it. Right? This is Proverbs 9:10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Right? Some people like to say, I do fear God, but I respect God. Hey, the Lord say, hey, I make alive, I kill, I wound, I heal. You understand? Because why? Because they lack the knowledge. Hosea 4:6 mentioned that. Right? For the lack of knowledge, my people shall be destroyed. Right? So let's get back to the precept. Right? So it said here, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength and salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. Right? Right. So like yeah, I did read that precept already. Let's go back here to Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Right? So those who don't have it, those who don't have this wisdom, right? They gonna think that their money could do wonders for them all the time, right? Because they worship Mammon, they worship that dollar, right? That dollar that has no value anyway. It's just for the masses, they just put a value on it because they say so. But really, actually, it have no value. These where they want to put value on paper and ink. The real things that have the value is basically the gold, and the gold, the diamonds, the raw materials like the metal, the brass, you know. Anyway, let's get let's get um First Timothy 6:10. All right, and it reads, right, for the love of money is the root of evil. Right, it's for the root of evil. And when it say, for the love of money is the root of all evil, because with wisdom and understanding, you don't have to do evil things with the money. But those who don't have this knowledge, they will seek to do evil things with it. Right? That's why the scripture say, for the love of money. Right? For the love of money. Right? In Revelation Just paraphrasing, it also mentions, if ye love me, keep my commandments. And when you see how deep that love goes, how deep the love goes, right, with this commandments, not just 10 commandments, right? It's 612, right? So when you say here that for the love of money is the root of evil, of all evil, that means you're doing anything for the bag. You will do anything for the bag. That's how much that you love it, right? And that will cause you, to do all sorts of evil for that money, right? Continuing, while some while some covet after, they have erred, right? They have erred. When I say erred, right, they went off, they make an error, right? Continuing from the faith, and pierce themselves through with many sorrows, right? They feel bad about it after. They cry, they bawl, they hold their head. And that is what is going to happen in that day to come. You're going to do all sorts of things for it, but it won't save you. In the latter half, when you realize what is taking place, you'll end up in many sorrows. Alright? So all these videos are defined, and to that I like to say Kal Halayam La Alhaynawa Yahawa Bashim Shai Bashim Makakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who were well. Shalom. And to the brothers that pushing his works in truth and in sincerity, teach all the folk on the earth. And shalom unto you, Aquatium, who's listening and learning. And obeying your husband, teach your brother Kratazar. Till next time, shalom.